people would come up to them and point fingers, okay? And they said that the media was, getting everybody hepped up and, anti-Trump. And I watched, they took a picture of a guy who was like right by the horse, the stanchion, and he pointed a finger at the media and he said, USA, USA, okay? And now what do you find? You find people painting swastikas on stores, okay? I mean, they rip a hijab off of a girl's head. This is not the way people should be behaving. And it's on both sides. I won't say it's only on one side.
Yeah, they're beating Trump supporters up.
They did show on CNN, they showed a guy being dragged out of his car like they did during Rodney King when they used to drag white people out of the car and beat them up. They dragged this guy out of his car and started beating on him. Why? Because he had a Trump sticker. Okay? Obviously,
it's going to be certain people. It's not the entire
race. I agree, but the bottom line is the people don't realize they're giving themselves and what they believe in a bad name. That's all.
It doesn't make it right. But the bottom line is right now, my nephew was a huge Hillary supporter. He said the other day, I hope Trump fucks everything up.
Don't say that word on the radio.
Oh, could I not say that word?
Beep. No. I didn't beep it in time.
Okay. Oh wow. He said,
FCC is going after us.
Everything up. And I said, why would you hope Trump screws everything up? You're still living in this country. He's your president. Why would you want him to screw things up for you?
You're right. People are not smart sometimes. And I see all these people are crying and my God, it's like the end of the world. What president do we ever... what president?
And he's not going to mess things up for you on purpose just because you didn't vote for him. He's here to help you.
And besides, all my life, I really had no president that affected me too much anyway. Nothing, my lifestyle never changed because of a president.
I don't know. I just don't get the division of the country right now. I don't get it. I don't get the protest. What are you protesting?
A law is a...
We had an election.
Like
one person won, one person lost. Let's get on with it.
I mean, when Obama won, you didn't see protesters at the
I didn't protest.
And when
I said, okay, let's move on with it.
Yeah. I mean, when
I don't think we're going to see that much of a change.
I'm telling you,
Trump's already talking about keeping a lot of
guys. You got to get up and go to work tomorrow. Yeah. Everybody got to get up and go to work tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, not tomorrow, Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I got it.
Yeah, you got to go to work. Look,
what I'm just saying is,
we all got to get up and go to work tomorrow.
Not as I said.
Difference. We're still going to have huge, massive government. And that's our biggest problem. We got way too much government.
Yeah, hopefully
one person is not going to change the way our lives.
It's not going to change that much.
Well, that's what I said.
Trump.
Nothing's ever changed.
What help with Trump, but is the fact that it's not going to go real crazy because the Supreme Court now will at least be semi-pro bill rights in America.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Thing about it too. Everyone was like the number one thing is hiring a Supreme Court judge. That was like the least of my concerns. It really was.
I mean, really, because they only render opinions, and we don't necessarily have to follow all their opinions because they've given a lot of bad opinions throughout history. But it is still a big thing.
Yeah, well, listen.
I know it's a big thing. when they had one of the debates, they had the little open country debates where they had the guy with the bow tie on who became famous for some reason. I don't know why. They had him up, and he goes, the number one question is, who's going to be the next Supreme Court justice? Who cared about that? That's not our big policy right now.
What do you mean? That's very important.
I did not think that was the number one thing we had to worry about as Americans.
But that's what a lot of Republicans, when they interviewed, when they interviewed a lot of the middle-aged Republicans said that their primary thing was the Supreme Court because they didn't want it to go liberal. Okay, you just have to hope that Trump appoints. He's going to get a conservative in there.
Do you think all those kids crying on TV the other day cared about who the hell the next Supreme Court justice was?
I didn't say that. They should. You know why? Because
that's my point, though. That guy with the bow tie came up and said, "This is the number one thing I'm worried about right now. Who's the next Supreme Court justice?" That's nobody's. I'm pretty much saying 80% of the country don't care who the next Supreme Court justice.
That's not true. Because one of the first things they said about, either side winning before any election, when they were still arguing, was the fact that whoever wins can affect the swing vote in the Supreme Court over the next 40 years. Because if you appoint somebody who's in their late 30s or early 40s, you can get justices that serve until they're 80.
And, also you're going to have judges probably retiring or dying in the next few years.
There's already one position to fill, and there's a possibility in the next 4 years of two more.
Yeah,
so
I know that
swing, and it's huge. But that's only most of the common people didn't vote for the Supreme Court. It's more the hardcore Democrats and the hardcore left.
Most of the common people don't care about that. They want to hear about health care.
No, you know why they? You know what? The reason.
Want to care about the deficit.
The reason.
That's what most common people want to hear.
Who? The kids? The kids don't care about the deficit.
They don't even know what the deficit is.
The kids care.
The kids do care about the deficit. Trust me. They care.
I don't think Trump's going to
do
much with that.
Listen,
care about that.
They already have economists who said that before the election, if Trump wins, some of the policies that he wants to put forth would add a tremendous amount of money to the national debt. So he's not even thinking about cutting it down. Okay.
Well, he is. He keeps talking about it.
Yeah, well, but the policies...
He's absolutely caring about cutting it down. That's one of his reigns. That was one of his...
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen.
One of his comments about his whole administration. He wants to cut that down tremendously.
And he's not going to do it.
Why? Why do you think he won't?
Because to do certain things, to do things that a progressive Democrat would want, okay, as far as social changes, which Trump will probably do a few, not a lot, but a few. That's why I say, why the Republicans are so worried about him being a conservative or not being a conservative, okay? But he will try to get certain things passed. And they will add, he doesn't want to do away with Medicare. He doesn't want to do away with Social Security. Yet the Republicans, Paul Ryan has this thing where he wants to do away with Social Security for people who are not on it yet. So those who are on it will be grandfathered in. But for the rest of the people, he wants to give them an option to bank the money themselves or buy stock. That's what he wants.
Or stay in the system.
No. But the thing is, if you cut down, it's like anything else. If you cut down the number of people who are putting into Social Security,
the system will go.
Then the system will definitely go
Social
broke.
Security is dead as it's going to be. That's gone. Social Security is going to be gone, whether Trump is president or not. We've known that for 20 years now.
I think 2030.
Well, I already
5 or 10 years.
I already told my
Everybody jumped in on that. We've known that for 20 years now. There is going to be Social Security in 50 years.
2033, supposedly going to run out of money, I think it is.
33.
Yeah. 2033.
But they keep printing more money. And
I'll be 85 then. Gee. Speaking of 85, I already told.
You better have a good 401k, because that Social Security for 30 years we've been hearing that's dead.
I already told my daughter. I said, listen, Robin, can I come live with you? So she says, yeah. I said, well, remember one thing. I got a pension and I got Social Security. I bring that with me. I said, the only thing I want is a bedroom and a car. I said, don't take my driver's license away. I said, I'll even do a little shopping for you. I said, I'll cook for you if you want.
Well,
You can come live with me then.
Son,
Come live with your
No, you can't. Shut up, Lisa. You can't. We all know Social Security is a dead thing in this country. In the future.
Well, I think they're gonna. I believe they're gonna subsidize it for a while.
no, I think what they're going to keep doing is they're going to keep raising.
In the future.
They're going to keep raising.
It might last till we're old, but it's never going to last.
No, well,
Never
but
going to last.
Scott, they're going to keep raising the maximum salary so that no one will ever, unless you're already wealthy to begin with, nobody will ever reach the maximum salary. So you'll be paying into Social Security for 12 months. It used to, when I started working as a teacher, all right,
you were thinking about getting how much money?
No. I wasn't even thinking that. But for 10 months,
be enough to survive on.
No,
and now it's even worse than that.
No, I was making $7,800 a year. What are you talking about?
In those days,
no. But listen,
when you retired and your Social Security check came,
but that's not.
My grandmother used to get like $1,200 a month.
But that's not what I'm referring to.
That was in like 1978.
Scott, listen to me. What I'm referring to is that for 10 months out of the year, through October, I paid into Social Security. Come November and December, I had already met the maximum salary required to take money out for Social Security. So for those 2 months, my salary was always a little bit higher.
Well,
but now people find themselves paying for 12 months. You never get a break.
Yeah. Well, first thing is they should. Anybody that makes over $250,000 a year should not get Social Security anyway. Even though they contributed all their lives, they shouldn't get Social Security.
$250,000 in this day and age is not a lot of money for two people working.
No, I'm talking when they're retired. If they're making $250,000, they should not get Social Security.
Combined?
You make it
or one person?
If you've been in the house for 40 years, you should be good.
Mark, New York is...
No, I'm saying combined?
Yeah, combined.
$50,000 a year.
What's that?
Over half the people in this country make less than $50,000 a year.
That's true.
So I mean, it's just, that's the big disconnect, and that's why the people are pissed. We got all these government jobs, government pensions, bigger and bigger government, more and more government agencies, and as long as we're supporting that, we're robbing the working class.
Well, listen,
until we cut down on government, we're not going to get this straightened out.
I mean, Buffett, all these guys, they all collect Social Security. They're billionaires. They still collect Social Security. I mean, and they get Medicare. What the hell is the sense of that?
Well, Medicare, I could understand. only because you get one or two, major illnesses, and